co-founder of Australian Traveller, Quentin Long. Quentin, any other tricks for us? What can we do if we don't, say, have a chairman's club lounge pass?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not all sons of the Prime Minister and we can't get in there. Look, the number one tip to get into an upgrade is to marry really well, you know, because a pilot's wife always gets to a pilot's, I should say. But if you are silly enough to marry for love, then obviously the number one thing you got to do is be a frequent flyer, because they really do prioritise the frequent flyers, and the higher status you are, the more valuable a customer over the lifetime of your relationship with the airline, the more likely you are to get an upgrade. The second thing is make sure, sorry, Erin, you're going to ask me a question?
No, keep going. You've got a list.
Yeah. So the second thing is I always say be absolutely polite to the check-in people. They actually can determine a lot about what happens, whether you do get an upgrade or not. Finally, also make sure that you travel alone, because it is easier to move one person than two people, and obviously they'll move that person as well. Finally, obviously, Steph had that great idea of, you know, of bidding for the upgrade. That's available to everyone, but check in early, because the check-in process really starts to make it much more complicated, because everyone's checking in online. They actually look at it first person through the desk and actually get the worm and be given that upgrade. Obviously, politely ask, are there upgrades available? All that sort of stuff. And then finally, check-in baggage, that actually helps a lot, because then they don't have to, you can be right there and say, I can go now, I can get on that flight that's earlier perhaps, or later perhaps. Be as flexible and open with the staff as possible, and they'll look after you as well.
Just quickly, we don't have long to go, but I remember when I started working at Channel 9 and all the boys, the commentators and the stars, they all went business class. And then there was a complete shift, and even the CEO was back in economy. Are businesses starting to reassess the use of business class? Are you seeing more of a trend to cattle class, if you call it that?
Yeah, so, you know, there's premium economy now, which is actually pretty much directed at that escalation down and up. So people who are flying on their own coin or their own money are actually stepping up to premium economy. And a lot of the CFOs around the world looked at their travel budgets and went, I think we can do better when we actually bring it down. And so they changed their policies. Like, it used to be like if it was 5 hours or more, you'd go business class, and they made it 8 hours. It depends on the company. But there's a lot of pressure on those business class airfares, particularly now that they're so ridiculously expensive that you're seeing people step down a class into premium economy.
Yeah, I was gutted. It was the first contract I ever negotiated where I was ballsy enough to ask, and they said, nope, no one does it anymore, and it was awful. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time and your expertise there. Okay, take care.